both the TONSE Alliance and yourselves, the PF, are insisting that ECL is going to be on the ballot in the next 18 months. Many Zambians out there will be wondering, how is this possible when the Court of Finality has indicated that he is not eligible to be on the ballot?
On the 10th of December, one day before the judgment, I held a Central Committee meeting. And soon after that, I addressed the press. And one of the things I said was that, unfortunately, Hakainde had exposed the judiciary. Okay? That was before the judgment. I indicated that Hakainde had opened a Pandora box whose lid he had thrown down the Victoria Falls, never to be retrieved. Why did I say that? It is because a court of finality, such as the Constitutional Court of Zambia, does not have the power to revisit its previous decisions. But they granted it to themselves. They donated that power to themselves. Now the fact that they did that, what does that mean? It means that they can be forced to revisit their decision. And look at this. I've said this before. On the 12th, on the 11th itself, after the judgment, I again addressed the press. And I reminded the people that I had spoken the previous day and had no respect whatsoever for that judgment. I have no respect for it whatsoever.
You don't respect the judgment from the courts, Honorable Lubinda?
No, not that judgment.
Isn't that a mockery to the judiciary?
I have a right, as an individual, I have a right, okay, to accept or not accept a judgment. I have a right to respect or not to respect it. And that particular judgment, I don't respect it because I don't agree with it. I don't. If you want, have me arrested. If this is hate speech, have me arrested. But I don't respect it at all. How do you expect me to respect this one judgment against the 4 previous judgments of the same court? They made 4 previous judgments on the same matter. And on 4 occasions, they arrived at one decision. And now this 5th one is where they go against the 4 decisions they had made earlier. What makes you think I should respect this 5th and not respect the 4th?
Because it's not working in your favor, it's obvious.
No, it is just logic. It's just logic. If a person has made a consistent position on 4 occasions, and on the 5th they depart from the 4, why do you think the 5th is correct? Why?
Oh, the court did explain.
What was the explanation?
You are aware.
I'm not aware. I told the people myself, I said, why is it that this court gave itself a Vasco da Gama voyage, but selective in nature? Went on, only visited those jurisdictions where the Constitutional Court has the power to revisit their position, and not those jurisdictions where the Constitutional Court Act is similar to the one of Zambia, where the legislature, the drafters of the law, made their decision that the Supreme Court may revisit its decisions, but will not give this power to the Constitutional Court. That is what the law says. So, my dear friend, no. And we have said time and again, EDGAR Lungu will be on the ballot paper.
That means
whether Hakainde likes it or not.
Does that mean you're going back to the ConCourt? Because you've not gone back so far.
I told Zambians that we have Plan B, and I'm not going to disclose the content of Plan B. Just watch the space.
But if you don't go back to the courts over this particular case, how, logically speaking, how does this here find himself on the ballot?
Just because watch the space.
It will have to take the ConCourt to change the mind.
I will not tell Hakainde what Plan B is, and you will not use this program to try and make me divulge what the content of Plan B is.
But Honorable Lubinda, I think it's obvious as well that legally speaking, you know the law. If ECL is to be back on the ballot, it will have to take the ConCourt to revisit
leave that to us.
That case. But so far,
leave that to
you've
us.
not gone back to the court.
No, leave that to us. Leave that to us. All I can advise you is now start campaigning for ECL.
He's going to be on the ballot.
He will be on the ballot paper. Leave that to us.
Isn't that laughing at the judgment of the ConCourt?
I've already told you that I have no respect for it. What more do you want me to say about it?
Unless they change, right?
What more do you want me to say about it? I have no respect for that judgment. I don't respect it.
Does it mean, Honorable Lubinda, does it mean that in the entire organization of the Patriotic Front, you do not have people that can lead the party as presidential candidate? You're stuck on an individual that the court has barred?
Don't change the discussion. The discussion is not whether or we have or we don't have an alternative. That's not the discussion. The discussion here is Edgar Lungu as our candidate.
Exactly.
Why do you want us to change? Because Hakainde is afraid of ECL?
No, because the ConCourt has ruled that he's not eligible to contest.
I have told you that we don't mind what the court has said. Why do you want to go back on this matter? We don't mind what the court said. And leave it to us. We will make sure that he's on the ballot paper. Leave it to us. Why do you keep going back to the judgment of those 7 people? I've already told you we don't accept it. That's it. And we'll make sure Edgar Lungu is on the ballot paper. And it's not a question of whether we have an alternative candidate or not. The principle is what is important. We are not going to allow a person who belongs to another party to determine who the candidate of our party is. No. We will not allow that.
What happens if these cases before the courts of law drag until August next year?
Don't worry. We have that in mind already.
Some individuals have indicated that what the PF are going through, it's a test of their own medicine. They did it to the MMD. Remember when you lost power?
What did we do?
Of course, when the MMD lost power in 2011, there are assertions that those factions, the Felix Mutati factions, Nevas Mumba factions, were sponsored by the PF.
Did you ever hear us sending police to go and stage a coup?
No, others have indicated that Felix Mutati was being supported by the PF. That's why even
bring Felix here to come and answer for himself.
The organization PF is the one that people have indicated that was.
Don't use me. To
you are the vice president.
Don't use me
of the organization.
I'm asking you not to use me to answer battles for another political party. Bring those people here to come and explain. Not me. Not the PF. No. Let those MMD people come here and come and explain to you how, if it is true that the PF was involved.
You never had any hand in the confusions
Not
in the MMD?
Not at all. Not at all. The fact that Felix Mutati was appointed minister does not necessarily mean that we cause confusion. No. How come the same is not being said about UPND? Because we also appointed a member of parliament in UPND, didn't we? So, what's the difference?
When you talk about TONSE, it's a few other stakeholders have indicated, Honorable Lubinda, that you don't need to keep beating around the bush. Your plan B is TONSE. Just a few days ago, resolutions from the meetings from the TONSE posted by the spokesperson, Sean Tembo, who was on that seat last week, indicated that all the candidates in the elections going forward will now be on the NCP. Many have said, well, that is the plan B. What other plan does the PF have?
We have a plan B. And none of us, not even President Sean Tembo will tell you what the plan B is.
Putting 1+1 together, one might think that is already because EDGAR LUNGU posted when the TONSE Alliance won the Petaoke Central, he posted that plan B is in motion and has worked.
Yes, it is in motion and it is working.
So plan B is already in motion?
Yes, plan B is in motion. We started plan B the very day when those 7 judges passed that judgment. We started plan B and we're implementing it and it's working. And you will just be seeing what is happening. And as you see things happening, then you can be adding your 1+1. But I will not give you the answer because that is not for you to know. Because for me to say it here, I'll be speaking straight to Hakainde Ejidem. And if I tell Hakainde Ejidem what my plan is, what our plan is, what do you think he will do? That is a Mingalato man. He will come up with another Mingalato to confuse us. No.
Are you so scared of President Given as a PF?
We are not scared of him. We're just worried about his nature of politics. We're very concerned about the way he's doing politics. We're very concerned. destroying the democratic space that made him a president. We're very worried. We're worried about a president who can go on a public meeting and even say, Tizaba kama pamukosi. What presidency is that? Is that presidential speech? No. That is beneath presidency. And we're worried about that. We're worried that up to now, he's not allowing us the free space to mobilize and organize. You saw pictures of his policemen ambushing me in Petauke. They went and caused the roadblock on the way where I was going to address a meeting in an area where even Mwangala Zalomi's ECZ had allowed us that this is where you're going to have your meeting today. The police blocked the road. When I got there and I asked, why are you blocking the road? They said, because UPND are in this ward already. And I said, but UPND are not supposed to be in this ward. This ward today is for NCP. I want to go and address the people in this place. And they said, no, you go back. Because if you proceed, there will be violence. And I said, you must be ridiculous, policeman. It is the same as you, policeman, going to my house and you hear that there's a thief in my house. And you stop me at the gate and say, please don't go in because there's a thief in your house. Go away. While the thief is stealing in your house. What kind of ridiculous policing is that? All that is because Hakainde is so scared stiff of us. It's not the other way around.
But how can President Hakainde be scared of you after he managed to beat you by 1 million votes?
Because he knows that he beat EDGAR Lungu out of an illusion. He created an illusion in the minds of people.
The Zambians voted out of an illusion.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
Yes,
the people out there voted out of an illusion.
They are saying it themselves, my friend. It is not me. It is not me who called him Vashi Promise. It is the Zambian people who are calling him Vashi Promise. We are tired of your promises. The name I gave him myself is Bali Muntuwabu for BMW. That's the name I gave him. And I take responsibility. But to call him Vashi Promise, I'm a promise. People voted for him because he told them, PF are selling fuel at 15 kwacha. They are stealing 3 kwacha because of the middlemen. When I come, I'll reduce the price of fuel. PF is giving you 6 bags of fertilizer. I'll give you 8. I'll reduce the price of fertilizer from 1,000 kwacha to 500 kwacha. I'll reduce the price of meal. That's what he was telling the people. You will eat 3 square meals a day. That's what he told the people. I'll create jobs for all of you university graduates. That's how they went in gowns to go and vote. It was an illusion.
And the jobs are not being created.
I wonder who has been employed. He goes now and employs nurses and employs teachers and brags about that without acknowledging the fact that he could not have employed those nurses, he could not have employed those teachers hadn't it been for the hard work of the Patriotic Front.
Also, admitting that he has employed teachers and nurses.
Yes. Isn't that public knowledge?
You're admitting that he has fulfilled that particular promise.
What promise?
Of creating jobs.
That is not creating jobs, Bwana. If you want to create jobs in an economy, create the jobs through the private sector. Create jobs through the private sector, grow the private sector, so that the economy can run.
The civil service does not need jobs.
The civil service is not something to brag about, sir. The civil service is not meant to have jobs. The civil service is a machinery which would facilitate for the private sector to create employment.
That even leads me to,
So, are you agreed with the people out there that they voted because of the promises?
They are
unfulfilled promises.
They are watching.
And now the Hakainde himself has realized that the people have now seen my false promises. And the only way for the Zambians is to kick me out. And the one they will use to kick me out is the TONSE Alliance and EDGAR Lungu. This is the reason why he's fighting us.
It's no longer about the PF now, it's a TONSE Alliance.
The PF is part of the TONSE Alliance, sir. It is the anchor party of the TONSE Alliance. And we in the PF are encouraging even all the other opposition political parties to come under one umbrella. That's what we are yearning for. Okay? That's what we're yearning for. So when I use the term TONSE, I'm using it because we are now a bigger party, we're a bigger body, we're a bigger alliance with other political players and even other civil society organizations that are members of the TONSE alliance.
As we prepare to wrap up the conversation, others are saying, how do you feel being hosted on a station that you had closed down?
You invited me. I did not apply to come here. You invited me. And I'm such a decent man that I accepted your invitation. If you didn't want to invite me because we closed down your TV station, I wouldn't have even complained to anybody, sir. I'm simply your guest. You invited me because you found that I'll come and add value to your program. I'm not going to shy away from your program simply because you were closed down. No. And I don't think that this is a program for us to go into discussing why your TV station was closed down.
No, the callers have also wondered, of course, many messages.
Now I'm answering them through you, sir. I'm answering them through you that this program was not meant for me to come and discuss why this TV station was closed. If they want, they can write to you and say, please call that man, so that he can come and discuss with you why the TV station was closed. Then I'll come. But for this particular moment, that is not the subject matter.
How does it make you feel, being on a platform that you had closed down?
I was invited by you, sir. How does it make you feel inviting me, a member of the government that closed your TV station? How does it? It is you, not me, sir.